I hate advertisements. You know, you're watching a favorite TV show and it just really seems to be an interruption there. You're watching a crime drama and the police are about to barge in the door and capture the bad guys, and then the scene cuts to inside the house and the bad guys are loading up their guns and they're taking cover, and then the scene cuts back to the outside of the house and the police are creeping up to the door and they're about to breach the house and they've got the battering ram and boom! Commercial break. I hate it when that happens. Now, my love affair with commercial breaks probably started when I was a child. We had very strict rules about television watching. No TV during the school week unless it was a sporting event. And so that meant that most of my television watching was Saturday morning cartoons. Now, back in the day, we had real cartoons. You know, today we got SpongeBob SquarePants. That's not a cartoon. We had good cartoons like Fat Albert and Super Friends and Underdog and Land of the Lost. The typical commercial break, though, was 4 out of 5 dentists prefer Crest, and Silly Rabbit, tricks are for kids. Well, America got concerned that the minds of children were going to turn into mush, and so a few years after I started watching TV, they created something called Schoolhouse Rock. Schoolhouse Rock was simple, educational videos that educated the children about science and math and history and grammar and civics. Some of the famous songs were Conjunction Junction, What's Your Function? Interjections, and of course, given where we are here today, I'm just a bill sitting here on Capitol Hill. Now, before you think that I hate all kinds of advertisements, I love interstate billboard advertisements. If I'm driving across the country for a family vacation or going to speak at a local gift planning council, the billboards let me know, hey, dinner in about 20 minutes. Or here's where I'm going to be able to stretch my legs. Or you need to stop here and go to the Garden of Eden in Kansas, or the world's biggest ball of twine, or the world's largest rocking chair. Right about now, you're asking, what in the world does this have to do with training the next generation about gift planning? Well, whether you're training in a large group or in a small group setting or training one-on-one, we need to be engaging in our audience, with our audience, so that they stay with us and they will maintain and keep what we've got. Let me give you an example. A few years ago, after yet another 2-day training session on the ins and outs of charitable remainder trusts for our staff, we threw in a section on charitable lead trusts and charitable gift annuities and pooled income funds. And I walked into the room after it was over and I started chatting with some of the people and said, how's it going? And they said, well, I understand CRTs because that's what I do every day. But these CLTs, these charitable lead trusts, I just don't get them. I can't keep them straight. We need a song to help us remember. And I said, you mean like a Schoolhouse Rock song? And she said, yes. And I said, well, let's get started on that, jokingly. Well, 3 days later, I came up with a song explaining charitable lead trusts. And here's how it goes. I'm just a CLAT. I'm only a CLAT. Ain't paying no income to you. Instead, I shelter the homeless, build your churches and parks, take medical services to the needy wherever they are, and one day at the end of the term of years, or authorized measuring life, or applicable combination thereof, as allowed by the IRS, and your compliance office, and your third-party trustee. Now, quick commercial break. Have you been to the exhibit hall? Our sponsors and exhibitors would love to talk with you about how you can make more effective charitable gift plans. I'll pay my cash out to you or to your family and friends. I'm a CLAT. Now, 4 out of 5 gift planners are between the ages of 40 and 70, and this stresses to me the importance of training the next generation. We need to train them on the tools and techniques, how to create charitable remainder trusts and charitable lead trusts and charitable gift annuities and do bequests, and storytelling and relationship building and gifts of real estate and IRAs and closely held businesses. But they also need to internalize the importance of charitable gift planning to the fabric of America. Philanthropy is good for America and good for Americans. Yes, national conferences absolutely play a key role in training the next generation, but music is also an option.